And we have been, I think as a Board of Commissioners, pretty much in lockstep with how diligent they were in terms of the cases with the DA. They were the ones that caught it and showed that the system worked. So there's no reason to think that the election is not safe and secure. However, I do think it's important that we've been saying that publicly for weeks and weeks and weeks as a Board of Commissioners. But yesterday, former President Trump actually publicly said, and I quote, and I'm quoting this specifically and would only bring it up because he mentioned Lancaster County and misinformation, that we've been trying to get the word out and not disenfranchise voters. So I'm going to read a quote directly because I don't want to paraphrase. But the quote is, in Lancaster, they found 22,600 ballots all done in by the same hand. In other words, the same exact penmanship, the same hand, the same everything. It was done by the same pen, the same exact pen, unquoted. So this statement is not true. I think the main piece there is that, you know, he mentioned ballots, which gets people confused from a public standpoint. They were voter registration applications and not ballots. And I think that this is just so important, again, because we've spent so much time really talking about how the staff and the process is working. And then to have someone of that stature come to Lancaster and talk about that is really a really difficult thing. So I want voters to know that the election is safe and secure. As Commissioner D'Agostino just mentioned, in terms of the DA taking the case of those 2,600 voter registration forms, that's all being taken care of. So I think it's worth making that point because of the statue and of the person that came to Lancaster and really the misinformation that was mentioned. And I would hope that my colleagues would feel the same way.
Well, we've been very clear about the information, and we've tried to be, about the fact that it's voter registration. It's easy to say ballots. In discussing this, apparently, I think all of us has said ballots at one point or another. Apparently, during the press conference, I didn't even realize until LMP pointed it out, but apparently I said at one point ballots. It's not ballots, it's voter registration forms, but people have said that. And it's voter registrations. We caught them. We've all been very clear about the great work our staff did to catch them, and that our election system is secure here. I think it's a good news story, but it's interesting that Commissioner Yoder would bring that up when her own Lancaster County Democrat Committee Chair, Tom O'Brien, falsely claimed in a rant to LMP WITF that this is a, quote, continuation of the board elections disenfranchising people, and, quote, this expletive can't go on. So you've yet to disavow that statement by your party chair about really the big lie of this election period, which is that there was some sort of criminal conspiracy to disenfranchise a certain group of people, which is we've proven to be demonstrably false, and yet that's been allowed to go unchecked, which is the real attack on our election staff this period. And frankly, it's shameful that our election staff has been attacked this way. I think it's important for us to defend them. All three of us should be doing that. You haven't done that.
Yes, I disagree. I defended the staff. I believe that the staff did not intentionally mislead anyone, and that it was a pretty critical misunderstanding that took place. And I think that it was said at one point that Tom O'Brien named a person in the paper, and that is not correct. He did not do that. And it was a case of misunderstanding between and different people can interpret it different ways. And so Tom O'Brien stated what he stated the way he did. He's the person that mentioned it, and so I'm just saying that there was just the intention was not to intentionally mislead from a staff standpoint, and there was back and forth miscommunication, and that's what Tom O'Brien was mentioning, and did not mention the individual in terms of escalating anything as it relates specifically to staff to anyone, and not in that article either.
Well, from my perspective, there's a lot of things being said by a lot of people. It would be a full-time job, quite frankly, to sit here and have everybody show a Facebook post, tweet, or any social media or email. It seems to be that all over the country people are saying things. So, you know, somebody a long time ago who was elected official had given me some good advice with respect to something like this, and that is that, you know, you start down the path of answering one, then it's two, then it's 100, then it's 1,000, and then you're on a yo-yo because then people just want a litmus check or just, you know, they want to play with this whole thing. He said, look, the best thing you can do is keep putting the facts out, because facts answer questions and theories. Nobody can dispute facts, and we've been doing that, you know, here and quite frankly in the press, sometimes the national press. So, you know, continuing to put the facts out, the information is what, you know, our job should be, and I think we're doing that. So.
Yeah, and that was my point with, but I think somebody as high as former president and candidate saying that's why I felt like we needed to just make it straight and clear for people, because how some people might, ballots are so different than the voter registration application for sure. So it was just good to clear that up.